winter's coming back with a vengeance to some parts of the country. An all too familiar picture, high pressure over Scandinavia, the winds coming in from the east. And it's hardly surprising it's going to be cold because temperatures in many parts of northern Europe were barely above freezing during today. Now, we're going to see a battle taking place, and we've got some rain pushing in across Ireland into the southwestern corner of the country. Have a little bit of drizzle near to the east coast as well. The two areas of cloud and rain squeezing together, so most of us getting some rain during the course of the night. Fairly light and patchy in the south, the north of Scotland staying dry, and also by the end of the night some of that rain starts to turn to sleet or snow over the Scottish hills. Lowest temperatures around about 4 or 5 degrees, though, generally speaking. Tomorrow these easternmost counties probably will be brighter than today, and for the most part dry, but all other parts of the country, that's the west, the south and central parts, a pretty wet day to come, some quite heavy rain in places as well. And that's only half the story, because all the while it will be turning colder. So during the day the rain will first of all turn to sleet or snow over the hills, and then as time goes on some of the lower hills will see some sleet or snow, and later on still at lower levels as well. It is going to be quite a windy day. That wind, as we saw a while ago, coming in from the east, it's going to be a raw wind, and of course with the cloud and rain as well, not feeling particularly pleasant anywhere. Highest temperatures in some of the wet areas no more than about 5 or 6 degrees. And then when we move on to tomorrow evening, that's when the problems may well begin to start, because then even more of that rain turn into sleet or snow. I think the main problem areas, again, the hills, so the Transpennine routes, for instance, the Scottish routes across the Scottish hills, also something of a problem. Here's the biggest risk, I think, of that snow causing disruption later on tomorrow. Into Saturday we're going to find the northeastern part of the country by that time drier and brighter, still with a raw wind though. For the more southwestern parts, still some outbreaks of rain, sleet and snow, most of the sleet and snow over the hills, but not exclusively so. And then very gradually later on in the weekend that tends to move away, and as it moves away it's going to leave us with a frost in the north on Saturday night, and then on Sunday much brighter weather away from the southwest, that is, but a frost coming back to many other parts of the country on Sunday night, so don't put those tender plants out just yet. Very good evening to you.
Across the country today, I'm sure some useful rain, particularly across the west. We've got some frontal systems through that western part of the British Isles. To the east, a rather chilly easterly wind. To the west, milder air in from the Atlantic. The frontal systems don't really move too much by Saturday, but as that low moves away, I think the fronts themselves will become somewhat weaker. Then the next front comes in from the west, and we do find them moving northeast across many parts of the country late in the weekend and the first part of next week. And that will bring a change in temperatures, the winds coming up from the south. So after some chilly weather through the weekend, we will find those colours changing to yellow across central and eastern parts of England, even into some northeastern parts of Scotland. But as I said, we've had a lot of rain through the afternoon, mostly through that southwestern part of the country, the darker colours, the greens there, seeing the heaviest rain through South Wales and southwestern parts of England. And not only rain either, we have seen some snow across the higher parts of North Wales, into the Midlands as far south as the northern Cotswolds and northern Chilterns, and that's the way it'll be through the evening and most of the night. Some snow too across the western part of the Pennines into Cumbria and some southwestern parts of Scotland. But that in the north gradually petering out and moving slowly southwest, so those eastern areas will become fairly dry and also clearer too. So that's where the frostiest weather is going to be across the higher parts of northern England into central areas of Scotland. The southwest though, staying temperatures around about 5 degrees, and here it may be rather misty. Starting off on Saturday then, this strip of weather giving clouds, some rain, sleet and some snow. That's going to be there through the morning, but very gradually I think most of it will peter out, except perhaps over some parts of central and eastern Wales. Some bright weather through southwestern parts of England, perhaps the brightest weather across these eastern areas, apart from 1 or 2 showers near to those eastern coasts. But the easterly wind is certainly going to take the edge off any sunshine. The sea temperatures over the North Sea still only about 4 or 5 degrees, so on the coast no better than 6 degrees. The warmest weather during Saturday, probably the southern coast of Cornwall and Devon, sheltered from that light northwesterly wind. Then moving ahead into the weekend, on Sunday, most western areas cloudy. There'll be some rain around, but the heavier rain coming in from the southwest, moving into Scotland during Monday. The east staying largely dry, but everywhere, I think, during the first part of next week, becoming somewhat warmer.